Good evening, I'm Robert E. Walters. I live at 1028 Burn Road, High Falls, here in Ulster County. It's my understanding that a private road was created by this municipality. It was called Edward Lane. It was created about 25 years ago at the insistence of your planning board, when a property owned by Mr. Wendell was subdivided into two separate flag lots that share one entrance. This is part of the 55 houses that got demolished by the Department of Environmental Protection under that program. Mr. Wendell's property was worth about $400,000 as appraised by Mr. Postapak, the county clerk's husband. Somehow, the county attorney, Mrs. Havernick, and some officials came back with a lowball appraisal of $163,000. They took Mr. Wendell into the sheriff's substation and coerced him into signing away the rear flag lot where his residence used to exist. They told him at the time, on videotape, as you can see, that he either signed that agreement right there or he'll get zero later. On his way back, his driveway was blockaded with a cement jersey barrier. It was put there even before he signed the agreement. Now, my question would be, why would a municipality want to landlock a property and render its value to zero when right now they're getting $1,200 a year in taxes for it? You're rendering the property useless. Why does the municipality want to do that? They wouldn't. That's a private road. How does a private road cease to exist just because Mr. Wendell signs a deed under duress? It raises a lot of questions as to why this municipality didn't ask the questions that I'm asking you guys right now. Why was Mr. Wendell's home demolished in the first place? It wasn't ever being flooded, it was up on a hill. What was the reason to demolish it? Why is he being run out of town? Is this the kind of town where if someone doesn't like you, you lose your property rights and you get run out of town? You get arrested for going into your own home? You have a neighbor buy the empty lot now for $300, set up cameras. For what? It's a private road. Did the planning board eliminate this private road? Did it go back to the planning board? Does the town have an interest in either getting rid of Mr. Wendell or rendering the property useless and lowering the tax base? Because I've seen this before. I've seen other towns like this give these answers that you just gave Mr. Wendell. I don't like him. He's a schmuck, okay? But schmucks have property rights. Schmucks pay taxes. Just like you have property rights if you're black, or if you're Jewish, or if you're disabled, or if you're sick and dying of cancer. If you own property, you have property rights. And it's the job of everybody, not just public officials, to stand and ask these questions. Why didn't Mr. Auerbach want to answer the questions about the low ball and high ball appraisals? Not just for his property, but all of them. Why were the property owners given the low ball appraisal for their reimbursement, but the county went and reimbursed themselves for the higher amount? Why was everyone being asked to sign a health waiver? There's too many questions down here. And I'll tell you, I've seen this in other towns where, oh yeah, go hire a lawyer. We're not going to do our job unless you sue us. We're not going to do our job unless we like you. That's not the kind of town that people who stand up and do the Pledge of Allegiance and respect this country and follow their oaths to the Constitution and the laws of this state and federal government, that's not the kind of place where we do that. It doesn't matter if you like Mr. Wendell. He has rights. He's a citizen of this town, and he's being run out. Right now, he's got an offer on the table, which is he'll go away to Florida, sign away all whatever he wants to do if you just drop the probation on him and let him leave. He'd like to just get out of here already, and I don't blame him. I'll tell you, I don't like coming down here. This town gives me the creeps, just being down here. Right? There's too much going on around Wawarsing, and I don't like it. I would never live here. But when you see people running out of town, I don't know why anyone else wants to live here. With all the cancer going on, and all the, oh, you got to go hire a lawyer because we're not going to help you? Time limit, yeah. Let's not listen to this anymore. Well, it's on YouTube, guys. Have a nice night.